So this is number 10 from lesson 4.7, and we want to figure out the rate of depreciation for a car when we know what it started at and what it ended up at 5 years later. So I'm just going to start off by summarizing in a table. I have years versus car value, and we have this initial value of a $34,000 car. So that would be no time has gone by, right? We just got it. And then 5 years later, so dot, 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 down the road here, 5, it ends up being worth 15,000. And we're considering that over time, right? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 years later, we have this rate of depreciation where we lose, not loose, excuse me, we lose R percent per year. And we got to figure out what that value of R is. The formula, again, for depreciation is like the interest formula. The new value, is equal to the initial value times 1 plus R to the power T. Now this is depreciation. We should expect R to be negative. I'm just reminding you some things from before. So we want to figure out what the R is, and we're given a bunch of information. We know the starting value, P here. We know the future amount, A, there. And we know how much time went by to make that happen. And so we plug in and figure out what R is there. So that's step 1, part A here. So plugging in, I have my future amount is 15,000. I have my present amount is 34,000, the initial amount. 1 plus R, I'm trying to find the R, but I know T is 5. And so our job here again is to solve for R. Reminder, when we're solving an equation, we have to get rid of the things that are furthest away from the variable. So the furthest thing away is the 34,000. And I know that because if somebody told me R was 0.5, I would first add 1, second, I would raise it to the 5th power, third, I would multiply by 34,000. So when I'm solving, I have to get rid of the 34,000 first. It's connected by multiplication, so we divide. And this is worth cleaning up a little bit. I could divide top and bottom by 1,000. And so now I can say I have 15 over 34. The 34 divided out, right? A number divided by itself is 1. So I just have 1 plus R to the 5th. Next step in this is from our last section. To get rid of a 5th power, we use the 5th root. So I'm just going to write this in a new line. 15 over 34. Just going to recopy it first and then apply the root. Often I do this in the same step, but to get rid of a 5th power, I use a 5th root. So I have to do that on both sides. The point of that is the 5th power and the 5th root should cancel, leaving just the 1 plus R behind. On the other side, there's really not much I can do besides whip out a calculator, figure out what is the 5th root of 15 over 34. And then the last step will be to get rid of that 1 right there by subtracting. But I think it's calculator time. So scientific calculator or Desmos Scientific is recommendation for the easiest, oops, wrong, Desmos, sorry about that. That one comes up a lot for me because I use it in another class I teach this quarter. Okay, so this one does have a variable root button, so I choose that, and then I say I want the 5th root, and then inside here is where I can put my fraction, 15 over 34. Just double check that I typed that correctly. Now, 5th root of 15 over 34. So my calculator claims it's about 0.849, blah, blah, blah. So that's around 84.9% is what the car's value keeps each year. So that means we're losing around 15% each year. That makes sense. And I'm going to write this down. So I get this to be approximately 0.849. Let's see, this said to go to 2 decimal places as a percent. Now that's a decimal there. If I were to convert that to a percent, that would be 84.9%. And they wanted me to have 2 decimal places as a percent, so I'm missing one. So I need to go back to rethink that. Oh, and actually, I'm not quite done, right? I almost forgot. Hopefully one of you would remind me soon that I haven't finished solving for R. I have
There's like
1
a
plus.
-1, right?
Yeah, I forgot to do the -1. I got to do that next. So let's back up a step. I just wanted to be clear about what I said earlier on the calculator. I was looking at the 0.849, and in my head, I was thinking that's about 85%, 84.9. All right, back to the calculator. I'm going to enter that, and then I want to do 1 minus that answer. So again, take advantage of that previous answer button on your calculator so you don't have to round or retype. Often I make mistakes retyping and sometimes rounding. So anything we can do to reduce errors is a good thing. Okay, so I want, as a percentage, I would multiply that by 100. So I could just take that answer, multiply it by 100 to see it as a percentage. And I want 2 decimal places. So if I were to round that to 2 decimal places, that 9 is going to round up to a 10. So it would be 15.10 to 2 decimal places as a percent. All right, so let me catch up to myself here. I'm just going to come around this way. So I made this calculation, and then so that gives me 1 plus R equals about 0.849. And then I had to subtract 1 from each side, and that gave me R was about 0.15097. And we need to convert it to a percent and round to 1 decimal place. So as a percent, we would say, in this case, it's 15.10% rounded to, sorry, 2 decimal places. 2 decimal places. And this -1 is a negative number. And I was expecting R to be negative because this is a depreciation. Now here they say just state R as a positive number. So they just want me to state it's about 15.1%. So that's what I would enter up here. They already have the percent symbol written for me. So all I have to type is 15.10.
Because it already says in the sentence that that's the depreciation value, right?
Yes, correct. Yeah, because it already has the word depreciation. That means negative.
Right, so we don't have to write -15 or anything.
Correct.
Okay. I'm not telling, I'm asking.
Yes. Yeah, you
Okay,
you are telling and asking. Okay.
well,
So
okay, I used my numbers and I got 6 to the square root of 1/3, but I can't go use I don't have that. I have to like get offline, get out of the class to do it. Will you show me what?
do you have your handheld calculator with you?
Yeah.
Yeah, use that one. It works just like this one. So what were your numbers?
6 to the square root of 1/3. It says 6 and then the square root and then 1/3's in the, yeah, 1/3.
Like that?
Yes, because 10,000 divided by 30,000 turns
Okay,
into
so you
1/3.
had 10,000 divided by 30,000. Okay, and you're right, that reduces to 1/3. And then we want to take the 5th root of that. So we want to know what is the 5th root of 1/3.
Not the 6 because it says 6 years.
Oh, you had 6 years, sorry. Oh, okay, so that's not 6 times. Sorry, yours was 6 years. All right, let me write this down. 6 years, starting at 30,000, right? Starts,
Right. Yep.
and then this is the 6-year value right there.
Right.
Okay, so we want the 6th root of 1/3.
Right.
And so on your calculator, there is a way to get an approximate answer instead of an exact answer. You should see either approximate or a wavy equal sign on your calculator near the bottom.
On the Texas Instrument?
Correct.
Okay. Let's see, maybe I'll hit second, and then there's a thing with an X and a square root, but it won't
So
let me put the 6 where the X is.
let me look at your calculator here.
But on
So,
that Wabbit, it lets me do it.
uh, so when you hit enter on yours, what happened after you hit enter?
I don't have anything in there yet.
Oh,
'Cause
so on your calculator, you need to type the 6th root.
I can't.
Are
It'll
you,
do the
hey,
square root.
Brenda, are you trying to make it so this you can get the square root of 1/3 or 6?
6 to
Yeah,
the 1/3.
your
Yeah.
calculator
So
has a button for that.
yeah, so
It's
I
in
have
the
the same
middle on the
calculator,
left
right?
under pi.
Yeah.
So
And but
you would use, so you would type on your calculator, type a 6,
oh, okay.
and
And
then
then
go,
do that.
then second, and hit that button under pi.
Okay, it still says 6x though.
That's okay.
Okay.
And then type 1 divided by 3. And you might need to close a parentheses.
I did. And it
Okay.
says syntax error.
Okay, so
But I do
Josiah,
know
do you have a similar calculator?
Yeah,
yeah.
take out the wait. I mean, yeah, that's what I did when I need to put a different number besides 2 in that spot. I did the number and then I pressed second and press that same button. And there was no parentheses, or I didn't close out the parentheses and it still worked. Sometimes it
Okay.
placed one and sometimes it didn't.
All right, Brenda, I want to see your calculator. Can you show it to me through your camera's
Yes.
your camera? Hold up your calculator for me to see. All right, a little more to the right or left, other way. There you go. Okay, and then hold it there for a sec. A little more over. Okay, get rid of the parentheses. Oh, yeah, I think get rid of the parentheses and it should work. Let's try that.
And now it says 0.3333333.
Weird.
Yeah.
Okay, so here's the way
You have to have the parentheses in there. When you first showed it,
in the
it looked like
beginning.
you didn't start it with the
Okay, so I'm going to
parentheses.
write
No,
on
it
my
would be
screen what Joe's saying there. To enter this on your calculator, you would type the 6 and then get that X root button and then parentheses 1 divided by 3, close parentheses.
Okay, I'm gonna try it real quick. I'm gonna put 6 and then hit second and use that
X root,
X thing
yeah,
and then put parentheses 1/3,
1/3.
which I thought that's what I did. And I closed it and it says 0.8326833178.
That sounds right. I'm going to do it on my calculator to compare.
Okay,
0.832683.
178.
Yeah, that's right.
And then what do I do with that? -1?
Yep. So then you should just be able to type -1 and it should just come up with the answer.
Okay, and it's like 16.73 or something. It says
Yep.
-0.16731,
Yep.
but it's really 16.73%.
Correct.
Thank you.
All right, so I'm glad we got how your calculator works for that.
Yeah, thank you, you guys.
Yeah, so that was the hard part of this problem. We're done with that. The easy part is the next one. So for part B, let me just bring this on a new screen. And thanks you all for helping out here.
Yes, thank you so much.
So now we have we have a depreciation rate. Once we have that depreciation rate, it's just a matter of applying the formula more directly here. Again, our formula is A equals P times 1 plus R to the power T. And then in this case, we're sticking with our original P, whatever that was for you. Mine's 34,000, Brenda's was 30,000. And we now know a value for R. We're just plugging in 10 for T. So on mine, I would enter 34,000 times 1 minus whatever my percent was. Now mine was 0.151 to the power 10. Brenda's, for example, would have been 30,000 times 1 minus 0.16, was it 43?
16.73
73,
something.
yeah. 73
0.1673.
to the power, and then however many years they said. Did they say 10 years on yours also?
I had it pulled up for you to see, but I have to share it on the screen.
Oh, you don't have to share it. You could just go look by selecting your browser window at the bottom of your screen.
How do you do that?
Do you have Zoom in full screen right now?
No.
Okay. Do you see the icon for your browser at the bottom of your screen?
No, I have share screen.
Okay, so that means Zoom is in full screen mode.
Oh,
So you would have to by the Zoom button should be the more options where you can exit full screen,
okay. Exit full screen.
and then you can get to your other browser to see what you had.
Okay, I got the 16.73 right, and then my answer was assume that the car value continues to drop by the same percentage. What will the value of the car be when the car is 10 years old?
Yeah, so you would have 10 as the power, as I was writing earlier.
Okay, and now I want to see yours. How do I get back into full screen?
It should be, the button should be in a similar place to go to
Yep.
full screen.
I'm already there.
Okay, cool. Nice job.
So 30,000, and then I go 1 minus that 0 point, I still have it on my calculator, 1673. And then raised to the power of 10 because they said 10 years.
Correct.
And then that's the answer. I mean, I can do that on my,
Your handheld calculator, yes.
okay,
So I'm gonna calculate mine, make sure I got it right.
30,000, 1 minus 0.1673 to the power of 10 equals 4808.47.
Yeah, so I found for my car, 34,000 depreciating at about 15% per year. My car is only going to be worth $6,615.40 after 10 years. Brenda's car, starting at 30,000, depreciating at almost 17% per year, would be only worth $4,808.47.
Oh yeah, round to the nearest dollar, and I did get
Or
4808.
44,808. Yep.
Yeah, 4808. That's right. Okay.
All right.
Thank you so much.
You're welcome. All right, and again, that one does have a video tutorial, and if you get stuck, you can message me in the future.
I watched the video this morning and it made me more confused. I'm not
Next
making
page.
excuses. I am told brain fog with John